Good morning, everybody. It is day 5 of my section. Just left Cross Trails Hostel. I decided to actually take the shortcut down instead of backtracking 1.5 mile road walk just to walk like along the SOBO trail. So yes, technically I'm skipping probably about 1 mile of the AT on the SOBO, but I'm not a purist, never claimed to be, and it doesn't bother me, so this is what I'm doing. I also figure less time on the SOBO trail the better, just given recent events. Again, not on this stretch of the SOBO trail, but in general. Got my pepper spray handy here, just in case. And yeah, it is just before 8, and the ATC doesn't open until 10, but my plan is to go into a coffee shop. There's one that opens at 9, so I'll probably be a little early, but I'm sure that there's benches and stuff. Go to a coffee shop at 9, get a cold brew and a pastry or a breakfast sandwich, haven't decided yet. Sit and have some good breakfast and coffee, pop over to the ATC, do the thing, and then be on my merry way out of town. Again, I'm meeting my friend Heather today somewhere along the trail south of Harpers. She's going to help me resupply today since I wasn't able to yesterday. The shuttle drivers in this area, I guess, are having some car issues, and there wasn't really anyone the hostel could recommend that I use. And a couple other people I reached out to weren't able, but it's no big deal. Since I'm meeting Heather today, she'll have a car at a road crossing and help me out. I don't really need a whole lot, mostly dinners and breakfast, and some snacks. So I will figure it out, and I'm sure all will be fine. Worst case, as long as I can just get 1 day's worth of resupply. I think Bearsden Hostel has some stuff that I can get tomorrow night. So the current plan for today is to go to David Lesser shelter. I think the total on the day would be like 12 something, but I might push to oh gosh, I forget what it's called, but there's like a cabin and some tent sites past that. I'll put it down below here, that I might push to. It'd be like a 14-mile day or something, I think, just to make tomorrow a little shorter, because tomorrow is supposed to be 100% chance of rain. So shorter on a super rainy day would be nice, but we'll see how I feel, how long everything takes, and go from there. So I'll check in with you guys once I get into town. Okay, bye. All right, actually, for anyone looking for info about this shortcut to or from Cross Trails Hostel, it's actually not as bad or sketchy as like the far out comments make it sound. There is no Jersey wall, so nothing you have to crawl over, climb over. I know there's comments on far outs talking about like having to throw your backpack over a retaining wall and then pull yourself over it, and like there's nothing like that. So I don't know if there used to be, but there isn't now. And honestly, people talk about how it's steep near the bottom. I didn't think it was like that much steeper than parts of the trail. They do have like a fixed rope line down on that section, so you have like a little handrail that you could hold on to, but I didn't particularly really even need it, but it's there, I guess, if you slip. I suppose it would be a totally different story if the ground was like wet and slippery, but today wasn't bad. There's 2 train tracks you have to cross, but there's plenty of room, like once you get to the bottom of the hill, to stand and look both ways like 5 times just to make sure no trains are coming, because I have read that they come through pretty quickly. So definitely be careful. But there's like a legit trail. You're not like bushwhacking. It actually shows up on all trails as a trail, so I'm unclear if it's illegal or not. I know on Far Out it says it is, but that could just be like fear mongering or like discouraging it, I guess, just for liability purposes. But yeah, it's really not bad at all. Would recommend doing the shortcut as opposed to the road walk. However, if you're going SOBO, I would say do the road walk, unless you're a purist and you need to walk the whole C&O trail overlap, then do it. But it would definitely be a tough climb up, don't get me wrong. It's gonna take some breath out of you, but it's 100% doable. And it's only like 0.1 miles, so go for it. Don't let Far Out comments or descriptions scare you out of it. All right, bye. All right, so from this direction right here, you have the Potomac River flowing, and over there is the Shenandoah River that flows and like merges with the Potomac River. So Harpers Ferry is the point at which the Shenandoah and Potomac rivers converge. And I'm about to get up on this pedestrian bridge here, and I believe it's when I get halfway across this, that's when I am officially done with Maryland and crossing into West Virginia. So another state ticked off the list. As of now, I've completed, not in my through hike attempt necessarily this year, but I've completed Georgia, Pennsylvania, Maryland, and probably about 80% of North Carolina. So up we go. Alright, I'm across the bridge. That's where I came from. I didn't see an official like Maryland, West Virginia sign, but there we go. Alright, so I'm sitting here on High Street in Harpers Ferry, about a half hour early before the coffee shop opens. So I just wanted to point out a couple things. Coffee shop I'm going to is right here. It's called Battleground Coffee. Behind it is the Rabbit Hole, which I guess is a really popular like bar that has a bunch of craft breweries and stuff, or craft brews and stuff like that. Obviously I didn't go because I wasn't in town. And then across the street right here, this is the Town's Inn, which is listed on Far Out. It's walk up only. You can't make reservations unless you're reserving a private room. And when I had called them last week, I guess the deal is if you walk up on the day that you're looking for a bed, if they have rooms that aren't booked, they will convert them into like a bunk room situation. So they don't necessarily have a true bunk room. So I didn't want to bother coming all the way into town yesterday just to get here and find out they didn't have rooms, because then I would have to go backwards to get back to Cross Trails. So I just stayed at Cross Trails since it was guaranteed. And then down there is where I will walk back to get back on trail and head up to Jefferson Rock, and then the Blue Blaze to the ATC. But they don't open till 10, so I've got a couple hours, or hour and a half. All right, so I just had coffee and breakfast and slogged up this steep uphill with like all of this food in my stomach to see Jefferson Rock. Yeah, it's a rock. Literally just this freaking rock. Just chilling here. Voila, Jefferson Rock. All right, onward to the ATC. It is 9:20. It's still 40 minutes till they open. But I think if I'm remembering correctly from like videos and photos I've seen, there might be a porch. So if you couldn't tell, it is raining. Today it's like 40% chance of rain. And less than 1/10 of an inch. So it shouldn't rain too much. But of course it's raining now. I had to throw on my rain pants and raincoat because it's still a little bit chilly since it's so early in the day. But yeah, I do have to recommend Battleground Coffee if you're in Harpers, whether just visiting or hiking through. Delicious cold brew. Add a sausage, egg, and cheese on a croissant. That was amazing. I wish that I was hungry enough to also have a cinnamon roll, but only hiking 5 days. I don't have hiker hunger yet. So had to pick. And the croissant won out so I could have some protein. So I'll check in with you at the ATC. All right, Blue Blaze up to the ATC. Goes up here. I made it to the ATC. Visitor Center. They open at 10, sorry. And I will register then. Here's some history for you. Alright, I'm here. They open in just like another couple minutes. And super pumped to get my tag. Alright, so I just finished up the ATC. Was in and out in like 15 minutes. I got labeled on my Polaroid as like a section hiker, I think, which is fine. I don't really care how they have me labeled. I was just there for the tag and the experience. I mean, technically I'm a section hiker, I guess, since I'm just out doing a section right now. Not technically through hiking yet, so I'm not mad about it. But I got my yellow tag and got the picture, filled it all out, and I am blue blazing it back to trail. And I'm gonna start heading south. It is currently like 10:20 or so. And I'm only for the day like 3 miles in. So I feel like a little bit behind, but I know I have time. Like I've been getting to camp way early. Even on my 16-mile day, I got to camp at like 3 o'clock. So I know I have plenty of time. And the place where I might try to push to is Blackburn Trail Center. That's what I was talking about. And I know that there's a tent site at the trail center that's not down the Blue Blaze as far, but there is an indoor cabin that fits like 4 hikers. I know it's like a bit of a hike down to get there, but considering it's supposed to rain a little bit tonight, it'd be nice to be inside. You know, I am going to a shelter as my alternative plan, so I can always set up in the shelter if I don't make it all the way there. So I'm officially back on the AT, and I'll check in with you guys when there's something interesting to show you. and the rain stopped, so that is great news for now. I shed my rain pants because they're so hot and sticky. But yeah, see you guys later. Bye. All right, had to ditch the rain jacket. It is hot and muggy, and I am on a big climb for the day. It's my big one. I've got a couple other like moderate climbs, but this is a big one. I felt like I was just running up the last incline. I have a little reprieve of flat before it starts uphill again. It looks like I have about a mile to the top of this, but I didn't check the elevation that I have to go, but it's a lot. So just stopped, ditched the rain jacket, threw on some bug spray, had some water, which at Cross Trails in the free pantry there were some Hawaiian Punch drink packets that I took like 3 of them, and I put one in my water this morning, just because like electrolytes are great, but you also don't want to like get too many electrolytes, because that can throw off your balance too. But this Hawaiian Punch mix, it's delicious. I'm a sweet person, and it is very sweet. I put a whole pouch or packet in this 700 mils of water, so it's pretty concentrated, but it is so good. So I'm probably gonna drink it fast today with how hot it is, but I think the uphill's starting again, so I'm gonna put you away because I cannot talk and go uphill at the same time. Okay, see you at the top. Bye. All right, I am not entering Harpers Ferry National Park. I am leaving Harpers Ferry National Park, and I'm leaving with my friend Mercury, Heather. She hiked up from Keys Gap and is hiking with me for part of my day, which is exciting and a good morale boost. Luckily, I met her at the top of that climb out of Harpers, and she didn't have to hike down and climb back up with me because that was a slog. But I made it. And yeah, today was supposed to be, the forecast said like showers and fog and cloudy, and there's none of that in sight. So that was a nice surprise. But I'm feeling good now that that climb is over. And keep it on. All right, so we got a West Virginia state line sign. I don't think I actually truly enter Virginia for good until tomorrow, but that's exciting. All right, I am here at Keys Gap. Mercury just drove me down the road to, I forget what it's called, something sweet. It's a gas station down the road at Keys Gap. They actually have a pretty solid resupply. Grabbed an Easy Mac, 2 ramens, some honey buns for breakfast, some candy, it's buggy, and got a Coke and something for lunch. And we're back at Keys Gap, and we're gonna hit the trail again here momentarily. The shelter's like 3.4 miles away, and I'll probably evaluate there once I get there whether I'm gonna stay there or push on to whatchamacallit, but probably gonna push on. So that's the update. If you can get a ride to the gas station if you're planning on resupplying here, because it is a busy road, as you can see behind me, with not much of a shoulder. So see you later. Welcome to Virginia. And back there, I'm not going to get out on the road, there's a welcome to West Virginia sign. Alright, I am at David Lesser Shelter. Nice shelter. There's a nice little bench here. Here's the shelter. There's also a bench all along this front porch. There's a pavilion back here with a swing and a picnic table. Super nice little spot. I'm currently at 12.1 miles for the day. Blackburn Trail Center is like 3-ish miles away. It is 2:43, so I'm probably gonna push on to there since I still have time. That way I can set myself up for an easier day tomorrow in the rain. It turned out to be a gorgeous day today. I only had a little bit of a sprinkle this morning in Harpers, and then the sun came out, and it's been quite warm. So yeah, it's been a good day, fun friend time, getting to chat with Mercury, and yeah, she's going to be heading back to her car at Keys Gap from here. So we will be parting ways back up at the AT after a little quick break here. But yeah, excited to check out Blackburn tonight. Hopefully I'll be able to get a spot in the cabin, but if not, they've got tent pads. It is supposed to rain a little bit tonight, so being in the cabin would be nice, but no worries if not. I'm optimistic I'll be able to get a spot just because there's not a lot of people out in this stretch. So yeah, I'll check in with you a little bit later. Definitely at Blackburn, but probably before then. Okay, see ya. This section of trail has been weird. Just lots of blowdowns and like some burn areas and not much green or vegetation at all. So I don't know what's going on in here, but yeah, this is generally what it has looked like. But I'm gonna put the phone away for a little bit because I think I've got one more moderate climb up before I head down to Blackburn. So I will check in there. Cross your fingers for me that there's still cabin space. Otherwise I'm gonna be out in my tent in the rain tonight, which is fine, but I prefer a cabin. So see you there, bye. All right, so I'm on the Blue Blaze to the cabin, and holy crap, people aren't joking when they say this is a steep Blue Blaze down to the cabin. About halfway down, I started maybe regretting my choice to come here because, man, this is gonna suck in the morning. Especially first thing when you're still waking up, but there's potable water here. It's indoors. I've heard the caretakers are great. So yeah, even if I had tented up higher, I may have still come down here to get water just because this is kind of a dry section anyway. And there's like no water sources except for here. Even if I stayed at David Lester, there's a spring at the shelter, but then I think my next water source wasn't even going to be until like Bears Den tomorrow anyway. So telling myself that it's worth it if just for water. But dang, look at this, how steep that is. All right, here is the trail center. Potable water is there. I'm gonna go in. All right, so this is the inside of the cabin. It's definitely like, I don't know what I expected. It wasn't this, but it's nice. I'll stay here. It's better than staying in my tent, I think, and getting wet and packing up a wet tent in the morning. So there's a nice little porch. Picnic pavilion, picnic table. That's the main house. Yeah. Bear cables. Okay, just kidding. I just felt like the cabins felt like sketchy to me. I don't know. I know it's supposed to rain a little overnight, like scattered showers, but I think I'm just gonna hike back up to the tenting area here and pitch my tent and sleep in that. Feels more comfy and cozy to me. But while I was down there, I did camel up on some potable water and filled up my bottles with water. So that should be good for cooking tonight and getting me to Bear's Den tomorrow. So I'm gonna slog back up this freaking trail back to the tent pads and pitch my tent there. I'm huffing and puffing. It's a long day that it's ending up. I don't know the mileage because my watch is not on the right screen, but I'll check in when I get up there and I'll let you know. At least a lot of this climb will be done for tomorrow morning. So trying to look on the bright side. All right, see you at camp. All right, so I am up at the tent site. There's my tent. Yeah, it's only like a 30% chance of rain tonight and just scattered showers. So I just didn't feel comfy in the cabin by myself down there. I don't know, just got weird vibes. And I was gonna have to blow up my air mattress and all that anyway. I felt like my tent was gonna be more comfy. I'll get to see how it does in the rain before like a hard heavy rain. Make sure that there's no holes that formed at all since I've had it up in storage. But anyway, over there is the privy. There is picnic tables scattered throughout. And then I have to move around to find it. Oh yeah, there is a bear pole. Where is it? Right there. So I can hang my food. I don't have to throw a bear line, which is always good. I had to come back. Well, I didn't have to. I chose to come back a little bit further in the tent site just so I was closer to the bear pole and privy. But the main trail is over there. You can actually see there's some people hiking back up to the AT from here. That is the main blue blaze back up to the AT. And the AT is up on that ridge. So you do drop down quite a bit even just for the tent sites, but at least I am halfway up for tomorrow morning and I don't have to climb the whole thing. And I misspoke earlier when I said that there's not any water between here and Bear's Den Hostel. That is a complete lie. There's actually quite a bit of water at the bottom of pretty much every roller coaster drop. And for those of you who know, tomorrow I enter Virginia's roller coaster section, which means a lot of ups and downs. But it is only 8 miles. Rain percentage is about 90%. Quarter to a half inch of rain for the day, but I should be able to get there in about 4 hours, hopefully. So I should be able to get there around lunchtime and then dry out. But yeah, I am going to make some dinner, clean up, because I've got the dirt tan lines, and I'm gonna throw my stuff up on the bear pole and cozy up on in my tent. There's a, like, where'd he go? A little carpenter bee hanging out near my tent. It's gonna be buzzing, but he's harmless, so as long as he doesn't try to kick me out, I'm staying. All right, everyone have a good night. I did 16.1 miles today, so I am beat and looking forward to a shorter day tomorrow. Bye.